Hello again, Mr. Misapplier. Sorry to have to bother you, but this case is taking us a little bit longer than we planned. Usually it takes us less than a day.
But we had to allow time for our perp to strike again. You know, dramatic effect.
Of course.
Actually, I think you and Chip are playing that online horticulture haven game until the wee hours of the night.
Yeah, well, a girl's gotta have her hobbies. And I lost track of time.
Ladies, over here. What do you want now?
You didn't tell us about your former involvement with the Environmental Liberation Force.
So I love the environment. So sue me.
I'm afraid we're going to do more than that.
Actually, some of my colleagues found the message, "Give a hoot, don't pollute," on the greens.
So...
You really like that slogan, don't you, Mr. Misapplier? You have it up on your wall. I saw it the other day when we visited.
Doesn't prove anything. I collect vintage advertising.
Why don't you explain this to us?
Yeah, and what really happened, not that cockamamie story you told us the other day.
Well, I belonged to Elf for years. And then they decided to kick me out because they said I was too extreme. Too extreme for an extremist group? If you can imagine. Anyways, they're probably underground at this point, but we all know everyone likes to pop out and be noticed once in a while.
Go on.
So I figured I'd leave an activist message, and that'd be just the way to get noticed. Either Elf would be impressed by what I did and take me back, or they'd receive some negative exposure for the organization. Win-win either way for me.
But the glyphosate, I thought Elf was interested in preserving the integrity of nature, not destroying it. So if you believed in the cause so much, why'd you use that method?
I'll call Russ.
Good.
Oh. That wasn't for Elf. That's because I couldn't pass the damn test to get my license. And that little detail got me fired from my groundskeeper position. So I figured, why not have a heyday?
So you used the glyphosate?
Sure. Use an herbicide I don't have authority to use to destroy some precious plant life on Wilderness Ridge. Great way to get back at both Elf and the golf course. Two birds, one stone, you know?
You don't look like much of an environmentalist to me, destroying the very thing you seem to be working so hard to preserve. And not to mention giving up so fast on taking the licensing exam. You know, if you put a little study and determination into it, you could have done well.
I'm not sorry. I had my reasons.
Come on, smart guy.
I'm not sorry at all.
Troubled man.
Seems like he wasn't really sure what he believed in.
That spot was pretty bad. Our perp wasn't messing around. It's going to take a lot to fix that.
Well, with a little replanting and TLC, it'll grow back. Wilderness Ridge is working with UNL to arrange for some agronomy and horticulture students to replant the area as a project for one of their courses.
Well, at least they'll have someone who cares.
And they'll also learn about responsible plant science practices and the differences they can really make.
Now if we could just find someone who cares enough to kill gophers on the course.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong, Clay, but if we kill all the golfers, they'll lock us up and throw away the key.
Gophers, the furry little brown rodents.
Well, we could do that. We wouldn't even need a reason. That reminds me, there's this kooky guy one time who did that using
plastic explosives shaped like other furry wooden animals.
You guys watch too many movies.